Here we go, gentlemen. Welcome to the first week of Commissioner Notes. Welcome to the 2023 season of Valley Boys Fantasy Football. This is where you want to be. This is the league you want to play in. There is no better league. This is where the elite come to make noise. We have a lot to accomplish in this first meeting. We got a big announcement for you guys. We're going to do divisions. We're going to split up the two conferences live here with this wheel. And we're going to do a quick recap on the teams we have coming back this year. We know it's the same 10 owners, but a recap never hurts. Starting off, we're going to go over just the last 6 champions in this league. The last 6 champions in this league are as follows. Last year, Sticky Nicky. The year before that, TJ in his first, I believe it was his second year, won the ship. In 2020, we got Team Jared. 2019, it went back to Sticky Nicky. 2018, it was Jake. 2017, it was David. It's the first thing I wanted to bring up today, because if that's not what you're going for, why are you here? Call me personally, shoot me an email. If your goal isn't to be on that list, get out. You understand me? This isn't fun. No one's having fun with this. This is a business. All right. We're going to go over a quick recap of every team we got coming back this year. We're going to talk about maybe things you did last year, maybe things you're going to do this year, hopefully. And we're going to go down the list and the way you finished from last season. So starting with myself, Sticky Nicky, it brings me to a very good point, and that's these 2 rings right here. It's the 2 rings that no one else has. Okay? People have won 1. No one has 2. Nobody has 2, and I don't take it lightly, and I'm proud of it. And it took a lot of hard work. It took dedication. And it just brings me to the moment where I want to shout out my scouting team. My scouting team does a phenomenal job every year. We draft well. We plan on doing the same this year. We're going to move on to Team Austin here. You know, he's a sneaky one. You know, whether we like to admit it or not, he's a silent killer. We love to give him shit, but somehow he finishes towards the top every year. Now, whether he uses Alexa or Siri or Hey Google to draft for him, he performs, and that's all you can ask for. Moving on to Team Andy, I think we were all surprised to see Andy finish 3rd last year. But it made sense once the reports started coming out. You started seeing the headlines. Did this owner have some outside sources drafting for him? Was there some collusion from other sources? And it turns out there was. He had someone else have a big hand in his draft last year, and it showed as to why it was his only top 3 finish of ever being in the league. So he's facing backlash right now, but I know he's coming in. He was fined. He's coming in solely drafting by himself this year. So we'll see what happens. By all means, please perform this year. Down to Mitch. Mitch is another one that's going to draft well every year. He's doing his research, and you better count on it. He's going to draft well, but it brings you to the next subject of Mitch. He's made some questionable trades throughout the years. May have cost him a championship or 2. And one that just comes to mind was, me trading George Pickens and Breece Hall for Dalvin Cook last year. Dalvin finished running back 10, and I think we made that trade in week 3, week 4, and it was an instant accept on my part. I think Mitch saw the upside of Breece Hall, and I saw Dalvin Cook in the offense he was in. And we know who won that trade, and we know how that turned out. On to Todd. He finished 5th last year. His 2 years in the league, he's finished 5th. So it's about as mid as it can get for Team Todd right now. I think this is a big year for Todd. Once you finish twice in a row at 5th, either you can become a real team and jump into that top 3, 4 spots, or you can fall. And now you went from mid to bad real quick. So I think it's a big year for Todd. He's another one that's going to draft well. He's going to do his research, and getting heavy. He's going to draft well, and he's going to come. He's going to come up big. On to TJ. You know, I think TJ has overperformed from what we maybe anticipated, and um, he's a champion from 2 short years ago. And he didn't finish bad by all means last year in the sixth spot. Another one that made a questionable trade and could have cost him a playoff run. Um, Team TJ, don't think I didn't see you at 11:30 p.m. last night with 3 notebooks, 2 laptops, doing all your research. He's coming for you guys. Be ready. He's done his homework. He's going to draft well. On to Team Jared. Um, expect heavy Giants targets this year in the draft. Um, let him reach for you. Okay, he's been known to take his Giants early. Let him take them again. But Jared's another team, a champion, just short 3 years ago. Um, but I hate to say it, it's been a steady decline ever since then. Um, I know he's looking for a bounce back year right here. Um, I know his front office is coming with a clear head. They've probably got more to root for than they ever have, with the Giants being competitive. So I think he's locked in. I think I could see Jared performing well this year. On to David. David is an interesting owner in this league. Um, if you could pick one person that uses the IR excuse the most, we all know it would be Team David. But at the end of the day, it comes down to who you're drafting. And I flicked around and saw who he was drafting, and I saw Cooper Kupp. I saw Christian McCaffrey. I saw Mark Andrews. I saw Marquise Brown. I saw a lot of players that could have been avoided if you're worried about being the 10th. So I think that has to be the last year we use that excuse of being the IR tent. And it comes down to getting in the draft and getting those guys that we feel are going to stay healthy. Maybe stay away from those guys that have been hurt 3, 4, 5 games a year every year for the past 5 years. Just a thought. We know the potential Team David has. By all means, we know he's done the most research. We know the analytics are there. We know the mock drafts are 10x of what we've done. Will he come through tonight on draft night? Flip over to the bottom two of the league last year. Now, this one, it pains me to say he's blood, but Jake, with a ninth place finish last year, cemented him in not having a top 3 finish since 2018. That's 4 years of not a top 3 finish, and it's bringing some eyes. What kind of organization do you want to be, Team Jake? Is this how you want to go down in league history? So it's one of those situations where he knows he has to perform this year, or that's it, or he's the laughing stock of this league, and we know he's better than that. I know he did clean house in the front office. I know he had some just moving parts. People weren't seeing eye to eye. I know he cleaned house of all his scouts, so we can see a brand new draft this year. I don't think we'll be seeing him take a quarterback, as he's keeping one this year. So um, expect a big year from Jake. I know he's coming with a lot of vengeance, and it brings us to our last place finish from last year, Benjamin Cavaletto. Um, hard to gauge this one here, right? You hear rumors of him having success in other leagues. They're all rumors, right? There's been no proof. He doesn't have these. It's it's fugazi, right? So he finished 10th this past year. He finished second the year before. So I think we call him mid for now. We know he also has potential to be great. Um, and the confidence he has been showing in this draft is unbelievable. For drafting at the 10 spot, I've never seen so much confidence in someone. They're ready for the turn. They have their guys. look for Team Ben in this draft. It's going to be interesting. Now that we've done the breakdown of all the teams and how we finished, I would like to make a huge announcement. I mean, this is groundbreaking news for this league. So, as the commissioner, I had someone in our league approach me. His name is Mitchell. And we're about to incorporate something in this league that no other fantasy league has. Mitchell is going to take it upon himself to be the sports book for this fantasy league. What I mean by that, Mitch is going to release lines as if he's Vegas every week for every matchup in the league. For example, let's say I'm playing Jake one week. Okay. Let's say I'm minus 9.5. Jake's plus 9.5. We can now bet with Mitch as if he's Vegas. So I could say, Mitch, I would like to take myself minus 9.5 against Jake. Max bet being $20. So the max payout you can get from Mitch is $20. This is brilliant. It's brilliant. Now, it's not necessary. No one is going to be forced to bet on their matchups, but it adds another layer to this league that is already special. Okay, so you will have the ability to bet on your own matchup every week through Mitch. How that'll work, you'll Venmo him first. That is how you get your bet in. You have to Venmo him first. And like I said, it's up to $20. Can be as low as $5. Doesn't matter. But Jake would say, Mitch, you know what? I'm not losing by 10 this week. Give me myself at plus 9.5, $10 on it. So Jake sends the $10 to Mitch. Let's say Jake beats me or only loses by 5. Mitch then doubles his money, pays him back, sends him a 20 back. It's incredible. We should be grateful that we have Mitchell in this league that has the ability to do this. And it's risky for him. You know, there are weeks where he could come out on top. There's weeks where we might rob him, and he's willing to take that risk because of his knowledge. It's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait for Mitch to get that going. You'll see it as soon as week 1. Mitch will have payouts sent to everybody by that Monday night after the game or Tuesday morning with commissioner notes. Like I said, this is going to be a phenomenal addition to our league. I'm so stoked for this. Last piece of business for today until we see each other later and we get in the nitty gritty. We're going to break down conferences. This is huge. Conferences are huge. And we're leaving it up to fate. Wherever this wheel wants us to be, we will be. So I'll start one by one. The first name I spin will be the first team in the NFC. The second name I spin will be the first team in the AFC. And we'll bounce back and forth till we have our last person. So, starting with the first team in the NFC. Let me click on over here. Here we go. First team in the NFC, we are looking at Mitchell, the draft book himself. Mitch is moving to the one team in the NFC. For the first team in the AFC, going for the spin. Let's see who's going to go up against Mitch, a powerhouse in this league, right away. And you have Team Jared. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is first team in the AFC, not against Mitch. This is first AFC team. We have Team Jared. So we've got Mitch in the NFC, Jared in the AFC. We'll continue to bounce back. The second team in the NFC. Here we go. Bear with me, boys. Hope you're still watching. This is no different than any bullshit fantasy podcast you've watched this morning. Second team going to the NFC. We've got Andrew Kubek. Perfect. We've got Mitch and Andy in the NFC. Who's going to partner up with Jared in the AFC? Who's heading over there? And I can tell you who it is. It's that fat pictured son of a bitch, Ben. Here we go to the AFC. Wow. So you're already seeing Mitch, Ben split up. You're seeing Jared, Andy split up. I don't know if the conferences could be more level at this point. Let's see if it can keep going. Third team in the NFC to go against Mitch and Andy will be Team Jake. Papa Bear. Very good. Getting down to it. The third team going over to the AFC to partner with Jared and Ben is Todd. Todd to the AFC. I like how these conferences are panning out right now, gentlemen. Wow, here we go. Fourth team joining the NFC. NFC's looking strong already. And we're going to go Team Austin to bring the division back down. I love it. Here we go. Man, this is turning out, boys. Now, here we go. The fourth team in the AFC this year will be, you called it, TJ Green, headed to the AFC. So it leaves David and I. Who's going to the NFC? The other one will, of course, go to the AFC. All of you guys are praying it's not me. Please send him to the other league. Please send him to the other league. You did not get your wish granted, Mitch, or Andy, or Jake, or Austin. I am in your league. And that sends David to the AFC. And that concludes it, gentlemen. The conferences for this year we have in the NFC Mitch, Andy, Jake, Austin, and Nick. To the AFC, we have Jared, Ben, Todd, TJ, and David. Here we go. That wheel spun that way for a reason, gentlemen. It is meant to be this way. Here we go. That's all I have for week 1 of Commissioner Notes. What day better than draft day? I will see you, gentlemen, 5 to 7 hours. Draft starts at 7 p.m. Show up around 6. Gonna have some good food, some drinks, some laughs, and we're gonna draft tonight. And it'll be a war. I wish you all the best of luck this season. Thank you for choosing the Valley Boys Fantasy Football League for yet another year of the best fantasy football in the world. See you soon, gentlemen.